sometimes in the questions, we are given data in terms of number of articles. In such cases, how do we deal with the data? How do we solve the questions based on them? Let us see. So in all such cases, we assume that CP or SP or MP or some figure, something for one article is 1 rupee or 100 rupees or 10 rupees, whatever you want to assume. Assume something so that the data of articles get converted to data of rupees. Because I feel it is easier to manage things in terms of rupees or money instead of in terms of articles. Take an example to understand this. If a trader offers a scheme that you buy 3 articles, I'll get you 1 article free. So buy 3, get 1 free. What is the discount percent being offered? So first of all, let's interpret what is given here. The seller is telling to the customer that you have to buy 3 articles and I'll give you 1 article free. So finally, I am giving the customer how many articles? 3 or 4? I am giving the customer 4 articles, but out of those 4 articles, he has to purchase 3, means he has to pay me give me money for 3 articles. Got it? And 4th article is given free of cost to the customer, and that reflects the discount part. So in this, I'm given the data in the form of number of articles. Let's convert that to rupees. So let us say, assume that mark price of 1 article is 1 rupee. I have labeled the goods at 1 rupee per piece. And instead of saying that I'm giving you 20% discount or 40% discount, I am saying buy 3, get 1 free, and that tantamount to discount itself. So mark price of 1 article is 1 rupee. And so since I'm giving to the customer 4 articles, my mark price, which I've given to the customer, will be 4 rupees. But customer is giving me money for 3 articles only. So he will give me how many rupees? He will give me only 3 rupees, which is nothing but the selling price. So SP is nothing but 3 rupees. I have written here the SP of 4 articles because the 4th article is free of cost. So from customer's point of view, he gets 4 articles for which he is paying 3 rupees. So SP of 4 articles therefore is 3 rupees. That means something which was worth 4 rupees was finally sold for rupees 3. So it's a discount of 1 rupee. So what is the discount percent? Discount is 1 rupee and MP is 4 rupees. So discount percent by formula will be 1 by 4 into 100. And that is 25% discount is being offered here. Similarly, now we have one more problem in terms of articles given here. SP, that is selling price of 9 articles, is same as CP of 12 articles. We have to find out the profit or loss percent. See, remember, whenever we are given question like we are asked question like find profit or loss percent, it basically is asking you 2 things, whether it's profit or loss and what is the corresponding percentage. So we have to identify whether it's a case of profit or loss. Convert the data to rupees. Let us say CP of 1 article is 1 rupee, and I'm assuming that I am selling 9 articles. So my CP of 9 articles will obviously be 9 rupees. And SP of 9 articles will be how much? That will be same as the question says. That will be same as CP of 12 articles, and that will be 12 rupees. So I am selling 9 articles. For 9 articles, CP is 9 rupees, whereas SP is 12 rupees. And therefore, it's a gain, it's a profit. And profit percent is 3 rupees profit divided by 9 rupees. That gives me 33 1/3% profit. So now when you convert the data of articles to rupees, I think the whole calculation and thinking process gets very, very easy. One more example. Upon selling 15 articles, so he has declared on his own that we are selling 15 articles. So upon selling 15 articles, a trader gains the cost price of 3 articles. Find the profit percent. Again, let's assume that the CP of 1 article is 1 rupee. And in that case, CP of 15 articles will be 15 rupees. Because I'm selling 15 articles, so my CP will be 15 rupees. And when I do that, I gain the cost price of 3 articles. So in this sale process, the gain will be equal to CP of three articles, which obviously will be 3 rupees because CP of one article is 1 rupee. And therefore, what is the profit percent? Profit percent formula is profit divided by CP into 100. So it is 3 by 15 into 100, and that's 1/5. And 1/5 means what? 20%. So we have a profit of 20% here. So in all these questions, you should be able to observe now that when we convert data from articles to rupees, things get much, much easier. Okay, a variant to the previous one. Upon selling 9 articles, a trader gains the selling price of 3 articles. Find profit percent. Here the data is different from the previous one. Previous one was upon selling 15 articles, the trader gains the cost price of 3 articles. Here I have that data that the trader gains the selling price of 3 articles. In this case, I think it is easier to assume that SP of one article is 1 rupee. So if SP of one article is 1 rupee and I am selling 9 articles, so SP of 9 articles will be obviously 9 rupees, and the gain will be equal to SP of 3 articles, which will be 3 rupees. But don't think the profit percent is 3 divided by 9 because 9 is not the CP. 9 is the selling price. From SP and gain, calculate backwards the value of CP. So CP of 9 articles will be 9 minus 3, 6 rupees. So in this question, be careful. The cost price is 6 rupees and profit is 3 rupees. So it's a profit percent of 50%. All right, let's now move on to our next topic within this chapter, that is faulty measurements. We have various instances where we have faulty measurements happening around us. The measuring scales, the weighing scale of the shopkeepers are sometimes faulty. So there's a fault in the measurement, or the meter scale used by the cloth merchants are also not of exact length of 1 meter. They may be of 98 centimeter or 102 centimeters. They are also faulty. So there is a fault in the measuring instrument, because of which we have some profit loss situations happening. In this case, I propose no formula as such. I suggest you understand the question first and then you solve it by logical method instead of any formula method. You will understand this idea when you see this question. In this case, we see that the trader's weighing balance shows 950 grams for every kilogram. He claims to sell at the cost price. So does he gain or lose, and by how much percent? Read the first line of the question very, very carefully. It says the weighing balance shows 950 grams. It shows 950 grams for every kilogram. It means on the weighing scale, weighing balance, if you put something whose actual weight was 1 kg, that is 1000 grams, the machine shows, the digital display of the machine shows 950 grams. And so everyone, the customer, the shopkeeper, everybody will assume that it is 950 grams. They have no means, nobody has any means of knowing the actual weight is how much. So if the actual weight of 1 kg is put over it, the weighing scale shows 950 grams. So is it a case of profit or loss if you sell at the cost price? Think about it. Now, again, we convert the grams to rupees. Let us say CP of 1 gram is 1 rupee. Now, from this question, he is actually selling 1000 grams because he has put on the weighing scale something whose actual, the true weight was 1 kg, which means 1000 grams. But he thinks that the seller thinks that the weight is 950 grams because the machine is showing 950 grams. The true weight is 1000 grams. So his true cost price will obviously be 1000 rupees, isn't it? But he's thinking it's 950 grams, so it's a case of loss. He will lose. So his cost price is 1000 rupees because he is actually selling 1000 grams, though he doesn't know that. And the selling price will be 950 rupees because everybody is assuming, including the seller, everybody is assuming that the true weight is 950 grams. That's an assumption. Actually, it is 1000 grams. So cost is 1000 rupees. But since they're assuming the actual weight is 950 grams, so he will sell it for rupees 950 because he claims to sell at the cost price. So we realize that SP is 950 and CP is 1000. So it's a loss of 50 rupees and loss percent therefore is 5%. Now, this is very tricky question. A lot of people make mistakes in this. Sometimes they feel it's a case of, in fact, most of the time students feel it's a case of profit of 5% or something like that. But no, be careful about the language. And that's why I'm saying there is no formula will work in these kind of questions. Unless you understand the question carefully, you will not be able to apply the formula if there is any formula. As a continuation of this question, I have one more here. In the above data, what should be his markup percent so that he gains 10%? Now realize what the question is. He is currently incurring a loss of 5%. He wants to gain 10%. So his true gain percent desired is 10%. Currently he's selling at loss, so he has to increase the price, and the act of increasing the price is known as markup. So the question is that only that what should be his markup percent so that he gains 10%. So what do you think? His markup percent will be how much? So currently, he's selling at 950 rupees and his true cost price is 1000 rupees. Since he wants to have a gain of 10%, his selling price should be 1100 rupees, isn't it? If SP should be 1100 rupees, but currently he's selling the articles for rupees 950. So he has to raise the price from 950 to 1100 rupees. It's an increase of 150 rupees. And therefore the raise percent, that is markup percent, will be 150 divided by 950 into 100, and that comes out to roughly 15.79, or you can say 15.8%. So markup percent should be 15.8%. Now realize that the seller, the trader, is thinking that he is gaining 15.8% by raising the price by that much percent, but actually he ends up gaining only 10% because of the faulty in the measuring instrument. Let us now focus our attention on application-based problems, having learned the concepts of this topic of profit, loss, and discount. Let us take one example. Now, in this question, we see that a dealer buys a table listed at rupees 1500 and he gets successive discounts of 20% and 10%. He also spends rupees 20 on transportation, so that adds to his cost. And he sells the table gaining 20% despite offering 25%. So there's a lot of data given to us, and we are supposed to find out the marked price of the table. All right, so the dealer buys the table listed at rupees 1500. So the marked price of the table which dealer sees in the market is 1500, and he gets successive discounts of 20% and 10%. So that means CP for the dealer will be how much? 1500 into 1 minus 20% into 1 minus 10%. It's a case of successive discounts. So that turns out to be rupees 1080. Now this is the cost price for the dealer, and he also spends rupees 20 on transportation. So his total cost price will be 1080 plus 20, that is 1100 rupees. And it's later on given that he gains 20%. So if the gain is 20%, his SP will be 1100 into 1 plus 20%, which is into 1.2, and that gives me 1320, 1320 rupees. This is a SP for the dealer, but this is the SP after he has given a discount. He has offered a discount of 25%. That means now we have to use the formula connecting SP and MP. And we know that SP is equal to MP into 1 minus D percent by 100. So this is given as that 1320 is equal to MP into 1 minus 25 by 100. And this helps me to find out the value of mark price of the table. So it comes out to rupees 1760 after the calculations. So I hope you have understood this. Let's try one more example. If you see this question, this is about number of articles being given. Now, if you would recall, we had learned this technique that we should convert the number of articles to number of rupees. And assuming that CP or SP of one article is 1 rupee. So let us see how do we solve this particular question. We know that it's given that upon selling 15 articles, Rajesh recovers the cost of 20 articles. It means what? If he is selling 15 articles, he recovers the cost of 20 articles. If he were to sell 18 articles, he would recover the cost of, how do you find out that? Again, apply unitary method. So 15 articles refers to 20 articles, so 18 refers to what? So 18 into 20 upon 15, that means 24 articles, right? That means if CP is 18 rupees, assuming that CP of one article is 1 rupee, so CP of 18 articles will be 18 rupees, his SP will be 24 rupees. But in the second part of the question, he says that he should increase the price. There should be some markup percent so that upon selling 18 articles, he recovers the cost of 27 articles. So he wants SP to be 27 rupees instead of 24 rupees. That means his markup, his SP should be 27 rupees, and therefore his markup percent will be, see, he has to raise the price from 24 rupees to 27 rupees. So the percentage increase will be 27 minus 24, that is 3 rupees, divide by 24 into 100. So it works out to 3 by 24, which is 1/8, and you should recall 1/8 was 12.5%. So this is the required markup percent. If you see the language of the question, it looks very tricky. But if you understand now that we should convert the number of articles to number of rupees, the whole task gets much easier. Now, this is a previous CAT problem. Read the question yourself. Now, the shopkeeper has a cost price of P, which he sells, and he sells tables to Amal and Asim at the profit of 20 and loss of 20% respectively. So the cost price of Amal, which is the selling price for shopkeeper to Amal, will be 20% more than the cost price, that is 1.2p. And cost price similarly for Asim will be 20% less, that is 0.8p. Now Amal, whose cost price for the table was 1.2p, he sells his table to Bimal, a third person, and that too at a profit of 30%. So we will say SP for Amal to Bimal will be 1.3 times of 1.2p, or I will say the amount paid by Bimal will be 1.3 times of 1.2p, that works out to 1.56p. And similarly, Asim sells his table to Barun. Asim's cost price of table was 0.8p, and he sells to Barun at a loss of 30%. So that means at 70% of 0.8p. So the amount paid by Barun will be 0.7 times 0.8p, that is 0.56p. Question is, if amounts paid by Bimal and Barun are x and y respectively, what's the value of x minus y divided by p? So if x is amount paid by Bimal, which is 1.56p, so x is equal to 1.56p, and similarly y will be equal to 0.56p. So x minus y will be 1.56 minus 0.56, which is p. So 1.56p minus 0.56p will be 1p, that is just p, and divide by p finally gives me 1. So the required answer is 1, that is B option. One last problem, and that is also a previous CAT year problem. Again, read the question yourself and think of how will you solve it yourself. So a man buys 35 kg of sugar and he sets the MP in such a way that he wants to make a 20% profit. He sells 5 kgs at this price and 15 kg at 10% discount. So out of 35 kg, 5 kg he sells at the 20% profit mark price, and 15 kg at 10% discount from the mark price. 15 plus 5, 20 kg he has sold like this. Total we are selling is 35 kg, so remaining 15 kg are there, out of which accidentally 3 kg gets wasted, so that's 0. And so this adds to his cost but not to his selling price. He sells the remaining, that is what, 15 minus 3 kg, that's 12 kg he sells by raising the mark price, that is 1.2 times of the whatever the cost price was. He raises that mark price by P% so that he makes an overall profit of 15%. We want to find the nearest value of P, so we should be expecting some approximate value of P to be given here. Let us see how do we solve this. Let us say the cost price of the sugar is X rupees per kg. He wants to have a 20% profit. So the mark price will be 1.2x per kg. He sells 5 kg at this price. So the amount of money he gets from selling 5 kg will be 5 into 1.2x. Another 15 kg at 10% discount, so 15 into 90% of 1.2x. That means 15 into 1.2x into 0.9 is what I will get for the second part. 3 kg gets wasted, so I'm left with 12 kg, that is 15 minus 3 kg. And for that, what is the price he gets? Now he sells the remaining sugar by raising the mark price. Mark price was 1.2x, and he raises that by P%. So what do we get? 12 kg multiplied by 1.2x into 1 plus P by 100. That is how it will be. This is the price he will get. And this total is the selling price. And he says in the question that he makes an overall profit of 15%. So that means 35 kg into 1.15x. X was the cost price. Into 35 is the total cost price, and into 1 plus 15%, because that's the overall profit percent he gets. So right hand side is the final selling price. From this equation, if we observe carefully, the variable x gets cancelled everywhere. So we finally get the simplified values to have 1.2 into 5 is 6, plus 15 into 1.2 into 0.9 is 16.2. So likewise, we see we have 12 into 1.2 is 14.4. X has got cancelled. Into 1 plus P by 100 is equal to 40.25. This is all calculations. I have cancelled X and simplified the remaining terms. What do we get now? So 16.2 plus 6 is what? 22.2. Shifting it to the right hand side, I'll get 40.5 minus 22.2, and which is 18.05. And again, shifting 14.4 to the right hand side in denominator, I'll get 1 plus P% is equal to this, which is 1.2534. And once I get this, I can say now that P will be equal to 25.34%. Question is, P is nearest to. So 25.34 is what I have actually got. Amongst the options, I see that the nearest option is A option, that is 25%. Thank you for watching this video. In case you have any query regarding this video, you can always approach me on the mentioned email ID. Alternatively, you can also send the comments in the comment box.